Profile of you and the company.
Okay. Hello, I'm happy to be interviewed today and present this to your class. I am Mary Weiss, W-E-I-S-S, and I am the President, CEO, and Publisher of Indianapolis Woman Magazine, St. Louis Woman Magazine, Weiss Custom Publishing, and our company is Weiss Communications. We are in our 16th year of publishing Indianapolis Woman Magazine and in the 5th year of St. Louis Woman Magazine.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Can you describe a little bit about what your company actually does and highlight on the magazine itself too?
Sure. Weiss Communications is a multi-level communications business, primarily in the publishing industry. We are extremely involved in the community. Healthcare is our very largest area of editorial, and it's also the largest revenue producer for us. That's a natural because women make approximately 90% of healthcare decisions. One of the things that we've done for a lot of years is supported community charities. It's been just very heartwarming to be able to see the charities profit from our involvement. I believe that's one of the most valuable things that a media can do, and especially a woman's media group.
How many employees do you have based here in your home office?
We have 30 employees. 5 of those are in St. Louis. Our production is done in our Indianapolis office. We have an art director for St. Louis who goes over every month to direct the photo shoots. We have some freelance writers in St. Louis and an associate publisher who's involved in the community, makes a lot of the decisions on the people that we cover in the magazine. And then the rest of the operation there involves advertising sales.
Who would you say are your biggest competitors, or your main competitors? What do you feel is your main competition?
All media competes. All media.
Oh.
So primarily it's other magazines, specifically Indianapolis Monthly is our greatest competitor. They've been around for over 25 years, so they're older than we are, but we dominate with women. They're more of an adult publication, but we do dominate with women.
Awesome. All right. Now we'll get into those questions that, just talk more about you and starting the business and finding everything. So, what motivated you, obviously, to start your business? Highlight if it was a niche market or, highlight that community service stuff, the things that you've told me in the past. Just what really motivated you to get everything started?
I was very, very involved in the community. I was what today is called a stay-at-home mom. But when I was in that part of my life, there were many women who were in the same position. I married my senior year in college, and after graduation we moved to a small town in Virginia. And I had majored in fashion design. The only store there was Penny's. And so I didn't work at all in my concentration in college. However, I was always involved in the community, and when I was ready to work, I was able to put together a transferable skills resume, and it's amazing what you find you can do when you've been very involved in the community. So don't ever forget that as skills that you have learned.
Okay. So was it focusing on, say, the magazine per se, was it just having a broader light shed on the contributions of women in the public that really inspired you to do that?
Of course, that's part of it. For me, however, my first job was in the radio industry. I was a sponge. I think it takes that kind of enthusiasm to really enjoy what you're doing. I read everything I could put my hands on about the industry, and after I'd been working a short period of time, I discovered that the FCC was opening radio bands and are opening new radio bands in the United States in areas that they deemed were under-radioed, and Central Indiana was one of those. So I studied a little bit more and found out what the criteria was. It was a comparative hearing process, and I decided they were looking for me. I felt that I had all the criteria that they needed. They were looking for basically new blood, new ideas, and there were several things that the applicants were pitted against each other. One was that they wanted new blood. You couldn't have ownership or any control over any radio or television station, and yet you had to be at a top management position for more than 3 years. So I had those qualifications. You had to be financially sound, you had to be a United States citizen, and you had to have civic and community, or civic and charitable involvement in the community. We had to go back 20 years, if we had 20 years of involvement in the community, and list all the things that we had done at a management level. And after 5.5 years, there were 9 applicants. I was the only individual applicant and the only woman, and the FCC selected me. And what I received was a construction permit to put a new radio station on the Isle. That was 93.9 FM. And I took it from static on the dial to an active, just wonderful radio station. I was able to hire 10 people that I had worked with. One was that they wanted new blood. You couldn't have ownership or any control over any radio or television